come down here to do a video and ended up pulling the lawnmower out and cutting half the place. So now that I've shot half a day of me cutting grass, let's see if we can get done with some projects. Okay, so I'm going to do a little video project here, I'm going to video a restoration project that I'm working on here. Guy brought me his Donkey Kong arcade cabinet. And it's in pretty good shape. It's got a few... it needs to be restored. It's got a few flaws. It's got several flaws on it, but we're going to fix this up. We're going to make it look new. He brought it to me. He wants this thing to look almost as original as possible, but, with a few minor fixes and tweaks there. Let's just go over a few things on it so far, and I'll let you know what I've done. All right, so first thing I noticed on here is we got some extra wood that somebody has put down in these corners to hold the bezel in. Right there. Too much sun coming in, blinding me. Cabinet is really solid. This is a Nintendo cabinet made in Japan, one of the Japanese models. What I've been noticing on a lot of the Nintendo stuff, if it's made in Japan, it's usually made out of this nice thin plywood. It's light, it's durable, it sheds water, and they have this nice clean gel coat finish on them. That's why there's so many Donkey Kongs still out there, is because they just made them so they were just such a well-built machine. Now, I also have over here this Donkey Kong 3, which we'll get to a video about. This one, which was actually a DK Jr. and then converted to Donkey Kong 3, or I really need to look that up and be more sure about that. This is made in USA. Got a little bit of plywood here, but the sides are particle board, and you can see this is what particle board does. Yeah. We'll get back to that project some other time. Okay, but on to the Donkey Kong. There's no side art on it. I believe this game may have been converted at one time to a different game and then converted back to Donkey Kong. And the reason I say that is because it has all these extra holes in it. Like, there's all these extra bolts. Bolts. And I've got to get in. We're going to get into this. We're going to find out which bolts are original and which ones aren't. But it's also, I noticed that there's no monitor bracket across here that holds the monitor in. There was a bolt with no nut holding the front of the monitor in. And then in the back, we had this screw and a flat washer holding the monitor in back there. Okay. This one, the monitor was having some issues in it. I pulled a working monitor that I had off, that I had to the side. I put that in here. I'm not sure yet. I've got another monitor frame, and I got the chassis out of the monitor that came out of here. But this monitor, I got the chassis out. I noticed that the yoke is kind of jacked up on it. Looks like it's missing the wedge on it right there. And if you look, you can see the frame's bent. So I do believe that this monitor actually did fall out of the cabinet at one time. So I don't know. I don't like messing with the yokes and doing, I forget what it's called. It's when you focus all of the beams with the yoke. It'll come back to me. But So this game was working. It didn't have any sound. I put my monitor in that had the rebuilt soundboard, which is down here on this model. This is a Sanyo 20EZ, and it's got the soundboard is right here on the monitor down here. So I put it in. Sound works great. I'm having an issue with the red. I'm not sure if it's in the game board. I did pull the game board out. I pulled the game board out. I've got the boards right here. We're gonna make sure we wrap those up and put them somewhere safe. But they were just filthy and dirty, so I cleaned them. This game's working enough that I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna start a restore on it. There's no power switch on the back here. For whatever reason, they put a metal plate over the hole where the switch goes, and they mounted the power switch up here on top of the power supply. So, not sure why they did that, but we're going to correct that while we're there. But I see some water stains in the bottom, so it's been wet at one time. We'll probably scrub all that down and clean it up good. Dry scrub it. This is going to be my first Nintendo cabinet that I've ever worked on. Wasn't really sure how to match this nice gel coat finish that was on here. It's beat and scratched in a few places. What I've decided to go with is vertical grade laminate. We're going to laminate the side of this cabinet. Got the Caribbean blue vertical grade laminate, and we're going to slap that on there. We're going to get some new side art on it, get some new T-molding. With the laminate, we may have to address some issues with the T-molding. I'm not sure yet. We're going to play it by ear, see how it goes. Our bezel, I think we're going to just polish this out. The marquee is fairly clean. This looks really good. So, and somehow they put brackets in here and bolted the control panel in on this. I'm not sure why, but we're going to take care of that. We're going to put some more laminate on the front. We're going to rebuild this coin door. We may have to find another coin door. They've drilled a lot of holes into this. I'm not sure how well they'll fill up. We're going to get some new coin mechs on here. I believe it's Mike's Arcade has some replacement coin mechs that I've purchased recently and replaced for someone else, and they are gorgeous. So we're going to do that. We're going to tidy up some wiring going on here, find out what all this mess is about. And we even have the coin box. So, yeah. First thing we're going to do is start tearing this thing down and packing up the parts and getting it ready. This demo time. I couldn't take the heat anymore, guys. I got to turn the fan on. It's just getting too hot for that. All right. So, got the hat off. We're getting slick now, ain't we? Okay. Back over here. All right, so I pulled the monitor out, and I'm finding some more stuff in here from whoever put the bezel in. Folded piece of cardboard, broken piece of wood, which really looks like a piece of the cabinet wood. Okay, as I was saying, got some extra bolts here that need to come out. We're going to fill these in. They aren't used on this cabinet. Got to figure out what's going on here and here, these brackets and bezels. So, then down here we've got, a quarter. Making money. You know, it doesn't matter how much money you spend on an arcade game. Somehow when you find quarters in a cabinet, one quarter, you're like, oh, bonus. I'm gonna take the power supply out, get that out of there. Got some strange bolts going on here. that shouldn't be here. This should all be glued and screwed. It shouldn't be bolted together. So we're going to correct all those issues. I got my tote ready. We're fixing to strip this thing down and break it down to the bare bones. Okay, I am no Nintendo expert, but I don't think any of that's original. Does not look well. That's the PCB bracket, but yeah, that does not look Nintendo to me. Huh. I just want to thank the fella that put these control panel bolts all the way up in here. They're not fun to get to. these tamper-proof screws up here. These are going to be fun to get out. You know, and like, oh, I could just use my cutoff wheel and grind those right out, but I got this plastic bezel right here. So this is going to be fun. This isn't part of the cabinet, so this is not going to be saved, so I'm not too worried about that. Just going to pull this off. Then I'll be able to take the pliers and get the screws out. So not only did they use these tamper-proof screws, but you can see they actually had to grind the tips off, because when they started to put them in, they actually protruded and came out the outside right here. So nothing we can't fix though. Nothing we can't fix. We are all that's going to be sanded down, filled in. Going to get it looking really good. Probably going to LED this light. I know it's not original, but you know, I'm still on the fence on whether this was originally up here or screw holes. Ones I'd seen had the fluorescent up here, so the screw holes where it went. I don't see where it was. I don't know. Maybe I got one of the old ones and still have the screw-in bolts. I don't know. But we got it pretty much stripped down, other than pulling the T-molding out. Next, we're going to just sand, clean up, do some cabinet work. Probably, this piece right here, down here across the bottom, is really loose. Right down here, this is loose. They had some oversized brackets down here holding it all in. We're going to get rid of those brackets, so that way the control panel, I got to find some latches to hold the control panel in like it's supposed to, or I want to try to keep that original. Looks like they've got some screws here to the front to reinforce it that need to come out. We're probably going to take these whole front panels out, so that way we can laminate both the top and the bottom. That's going to be difficult to do in here to get a good trim. But yeah, I'm going to pull all those out. Yeah, we're just going to pull the whole front off of this thing and redo it on the bench and put it back together. Right, somebody decided to nail that one on. I was worried that was going to be a struggle to get off. So the reason that was having trouble coming off is because down in the bottom, coming on the inside of the cabinet, there were screws coming through that were still in it. So, well, they came out. They didn't really tear up the wood that bad. I could probably put some dowels in the holes and reuse them. Won't be any problem. We'll take these screws out. We'll do it right next time. But no big loss. We're still good. We're still kicking along. Some more issues we'll have to take care of is this bottom. It's missing the board across the back. You see the staples pulled out of there. I put that in there. This one's about to fall off. These are tight. This side over here needs fixing. What I'll probably do is I'll probably brace that with a 2x4 on the inside and another 1 by on the outside, and then I'll put some corner braces in like they have here. And then we'll just put some little leg levelers on there to it'll keep it scooting around. That way it's not dragging the wood up and then whenever we move it. There it is. She's all stripped and prepped and ready to operate. Yep, we got it stripped down. We'll get the T-molding on it next. We got to get the T-molding off next time we start get back in this project. Oh, and looks like that's going to be pretty tough. That stuff's really glued on there. Yeah, they didn't play around in Japan on their T-molding, man. They really put it on there solid. They didn't just like, oh, we'll let tension hold it in there. They glued the crap out of it. Man. I don't know what that red stuff is right there. Well, I know what it is. It's glue. But whatever, I don't know what kind of glue that is, but this is bad stuff. All right. Well, till next time.